Dear colleagues, unfortunately, due to the corona crisis, we cannot meet in person at the Dresden Nexus Conference, but at least via this media, I want to give you a brief overview, a brief introduction into the circular economy situation of Austria, where I'm living. My name is Marion Huber-Hummer. I'm the head of the Institute of Waste Management at the BOKU University in Vienna. And during the next minutes, I will show you how far the circular economy concept has already been implemented in our country's policy. Austria has a quite high environmental performance compared within the European countries, particularly with respect to waste management, waste recycling, also water quality, organic farming, or sustainable forestry. However, it faces environmental policy challenges, most importantly regarding the climate policy and the smooth implementation of the circular economy. Austria is one of the frontrunners in waste management and waste recycling. About 4 decades of comprehensive waste regulations and dedicated resource policy and action have led to a situation where nearly 60% of all our municipal solid waste, which was about 4.4 million tons in 2018, was recycled. However, the first Austrian Circularity Gap Report, which was published in 2019, estimates the real circularity rate in Austria of just 9.7%. Different from the waste recycling rate, this circularity rate represents the proportion of secondary materials in all materials required by the Austrian economy. And according to this report, 424 million tons of materials such as metals, minerals, biomass or fossil fuels are used in Austria every year. But only 41 million tons of this comes from recycling. The Austrian circularity rate is slightly above the global average, which is about 9.1%. But of course, there is a big gap, a big need to improve our economic situation to become circular. Well, in recent years, some policy initiatives have been started, particularly focusing on circular economy aspects related to waste management. For example, the Austrian regulations on recycled construction materials or the new waste prevention program in our Austrian Federal Waste Management Plan. But so far, there is no overall strategy for the circular economy in Austria's policy. There are a number of sector-specific strategies and programs like the bioeconomy strategy or strategies for climate protections, but a cross-sectoral strategy to foster circular economy is still missing. Our current government gave the clear commitment to support the implementation of circular economy. And this is also set in the Austrian governmental program. They also see the circular economy activities to support the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal number 12. On the next slide, there is an overview on the targets with respect to circular economy in the governmental program. One main issue, for example, is to support repair activities, repair services, and also the sale of repaired products. Well, the second issue, the second questions we should address in our statement is the question, are there any good examples of circular economy implementations in Austria? Yes, so far there are diverse initiatives and projects ranging from energy-related issues to organic farming and also topics addressing waste or resource management. And this heterogeneity of the initiatives shows that circular economy is already considered in diverse sectors in Austria and also includes diverse stakeholders. Some of these new ideas or projects I often call retro innovations because such measures were already a matter of course for our grandparents' generation, mainly in this generation due to the lack of resources and the lack of financial resources. I have selected 3 best practice examples for circular economy connected to the field of waste management. The first one is an initiative called BOKU. It's the first Austrian corporation that addresses reuse in buildings at a large scale, and BOKU acts as a provider for recycling-oriented dismantling. The operational work is performed by transit employees from social enterprises, and these former unemployed people gain work, training and support to find their way back to the labor market. The second example is the so-called Tandler. Tandler is operated by the M48, it's the risk management department of the Vienna city administration. And here in the Tandler, old but still intact goods such as crockery, furniture or clothing can be handed over at the waste collection sites, and they will be processed and resold in the Tandler store, in this reuse store, at small prices, or they are also handed over to charitable organizations. And the third example is the so-called Vermittlerei. This is a distribution platform for unsaleable goods, which is operated by NGOs, and they took brand new goods from diverse markets and companies, for example, due to incorrect labeling, and they give it forward to charitable organizations, non-profit organizations in Austria. On the next slide, you can find a link to the webpage of the so-called Circular Future platform. It's a circular economy platform in Austria, and you will find further best practice examples for the implementation of circular economy in Austria on their webpage. The third and last question that we should address is the question: what are key opportunities and also risks for circular economy implementations in Austria, particularly also considering the current pandemic situation? And the opportunities we can see in Austria by the implementation of circular economy, meaning by the promotion of reuse, recyclability, secondary raw material markets, the promotion of eco-design and the implementation of new labor and business models, can help to increase the resource productivity and efficient use of natural resources in Austria. And of course, may also help to achieve the requirements reflecting the sub-goals of SDG 12. And it may also help Austria to achieve its climate goals and of course also to promote its social economy. Well, these were the opportunities, but what are the risks? And of course, our current situation, the corona crisis all over the world, but also in Austria, bears risks. Austria has thrown up the plans, strategies and budget plans, and this of course will lead to delays in the implementation of our environmental and climate protection measures and projects. However, I guess this crisis could also be seen as an opportunity to consider climate and circular economy targets also from the very beginning and as a basic requirement in our diverse economic aid packages and funding programs that are ongoing and that are implemented to support our economy. And NGOs, for example, in Austria demanded that all these support and aid packages should be coupled or should focus on the support of green businesses and green technologies. Well, this was a brief overview on the circular economy situation in Austria. And now I will finalize my statement, or will give you a final statement on a little bit different issue. As we all know, our world's population is expected to strongly increase within the next decades, and therefore the lifestyle of this population, of this growing population, meaning how people live, how they behave, how they consume, will become most probably a factor that will even have a higher impact than each newly developed and improved technology or business model. Sustainable circular economy approaches finally must change our behavior, must change our attitude, must change our lifestyle to be successful as a concept in future. Thank you very much for your attention. Enjoy the 3 days of the Nexus Conference, and what is most important during these times, stay healthy.